Alright, so during the course of a day, after we've treated our water, we have a few ways to carry it. On the bike, we have your typical water bottles, like most of you guys use when you're riding around. Now, we will carry 3 of these each, because we can consume a lot of water during the day. And remember, this water isn't straight out of the tap in Nicaragua or in other countries. We treat it, so it's cleaned. We either boiled it or filtered it. But when we go to camp at night, that's not enough water for us to camp. So we have a special bag that we fill up with water. It's small during the day, about the size of my fist, but then when we are ready to go camping somewhere, we fill this bag full of water, and it makes 2.5 gallons of water. And then I'll tie that on the back of my bike, and then we'll ride to a place we think we can camp, and when we camp, and we put the tent up and stuff, and then we have this bag full of water so we can make rice and coffee and cook, and then also we can use it to clean up and take a shower, which Cindie will show you.
Right, so when we're in a place where we're lucky enough where we have a stream that we have access to water, what we'll do now when we're riding and we're riding in different terrain, we get really sweaty when we're riding, and I hate going to bed feeling sweaty. It's one of my pet peeves. So at the end of the day, what we'll do is we'll give ourselves enough time to cook dinner, and if we're lucky enough to have water nearby, what we'll do is we'll fill it up with water, and we'll hang this from a tree somewhere, and this little spout here sprays out water. Now this doesn't look like very much water, but let me tell you, I can get clean with this much water. You learn to make do with what you have. And the ladies that saw us do this, we would lay this out in the sun to get the water hot and use it. It's called a solar shower. The ladies in Bolivia absolutely loved it. We laid it in the sun, we brought it in, and they felt the water, and they thought it was the best thing, because up there in the Altiplano, where you're over 12,000 feet, it's cold and warm water is hard to get.
Now, if there's no sun, we can heat the water up on our stove.
So here's our pots. They're titanium, so they're light. So it looks like I have one pot here, but wait till you see what comes out of here. Here's our spoons. They're titanium as well. We have an extra one for making peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Here's our knife. This is Tim's coffee cup. Now, I bought it as a kettle, but there's actually, it's big enough for my coffee cup on the inside. So you can see it fits very well on there. Then I have a pot here.
Wait, that's a big coffee cup.
That is a big coffee cup.
I'm a big guy and I drink a lot of coffee.
Would you put that other cup over there so we can see how big that is?
Yeah, this is my cup.
That's the baby cup.
Yeah.
And that's my cup.
Okay.
So then these pots all fit very nicely together. And then, last but not least,
Cutting board.
My cutting board.
For the knife.
Right. So this is my cooking equipment, yes, and it all fits very nicely into that pot. And what I'll have for dinner is a lot of times I'll cook pasta, and I'll put some kind of vegetable in it, cook it up in it with the same water and pour everything off. Add a sauce. I'll make a salad in one of the side pans. One of the things that, since we've traveled overseas and we were in Southeast Asia and Latin America, we couldn't eat salads because of the water issue. If you eat vegetables that are washed with contaminated water, you can get sick. So anyway, I wanted to show you some of the things that we carry in our panniers. We got to have bananas.
What do you call that?
Panniers is our bicycle bag, and I carry this up front, but this will have onion and avocado and tomato salad for dinner, and then I'll make pasta in this pan. We'll have bananas, apples as snacks. Now these things, except for maybe the avocado, actually the avocado carries pretty well, but I have to be careful what I carry because some things get smushed. I can carry cucumbers, zucchini, things like oranges I can carry and apples. Bananas go on top. Bananas get mushed up pretty easy, so I have to watch where I put them. But this will be our salad: tomato, onion, and avocado. And I'll mix it with olive oil and vinegar and a little bit of oregano, and that's our salad. And because we traveled so long without being able to eat salads, I try to have a salad almost every night. It's one of my policies. I will also have couscous for dinner, or rice, brown rice.
Couscous?
Couscous is kind of a small pasta that cooks up in 5 minutes. One of the things we cook on the stove, and we're usually pretty hungry when we stop. We don't want to take an hour and a half to cook dinner, so everything is kind of quick. Pasta cooks in 12 minutes. Sometimes I get the angel hair, which cooks in 4 minutes. Couscous cooks in 5 minutes. And I'll also cook rice, and we'll do more instant rice. I would love to have wild rice, but that takes 50 minutes to cook. So we cook rice. I'll put vegetables like broccoli on it. The other thing that carries easy is cabbage. Tomatoes are the hardest thing to carry because they can smush so easy. I'm trying to think of some of the other vegetables that I totally
There's nothing
avoid.
worse than a smushed tomato in your bag, getting
Yeah.
all over your stuff.
Yeah, I don't carry grapes. They're really hard. I might go into a store here in the United States, buy grapes, and have them as a snack right at that moment.
So you must go for a long time, maybe weeks or months, without the kind of food that you used to take for granted.
Well, it's the thing with us is there's no refrigeration. And depending on what country you're in, you buy different things. Like we're in America, I like macaroni and cheese. That's what I request. But if you're in Australia, they don't typically have that as we know it. So you're looking for different things. And every country has its own things you can buy in the store. So just because you can buy Pop-Tarts and macaroni and cheese in America doesn't mean you can buy that anywhere else. And in Australia, it's Wheat Bix and Vegemite. So every country has its things that you buy and live on, and we have to learn how to cook them in each country. And as soon as we figure it out, then we go to another country and start all over again with what they eat and how we cook it and how much it costs and where to buy it and all that.
We're still down here in Tim's brother-in-law and sister's basement.
We started writing. I kept a journal to keep my family informed of where we were. They were concerned that something might happen to us, and I said, don't worry, don't worry. We now have the internet, and I can write a journal, and you'll know where we are all the time. And so I started writing, and then Tim started writing newsletters home to tell people what we saw, because when we left, everyone said we were going to be killed in Mexico. And we're like, Mexico was fine. And so we wanted to really tell people what we saw, what we learned about the people we met. And so Tim started writing newsletters.
Well, I wasn't there. Were you killed?
No, we seem to survive pretty good all the way through Mexico and beyond. It's a real shame that people think these countries are too dangerous to visit, when if we can ride a bike through there, obviously it's not that different, not that dangerous.